Hey, welcome back to Doc's Practice Room. My name is Arian Land. So glad you're joining us for this lesson on today. Listen. So yesterday with the introduction, we were actually talking about, like the hand placement on the stick. So if you didn't get a chance to go see that video, go back to yesterday and look at that video about hand placement. It's a whole tutorial session on hand placement. So now today is one of my favorite warm-ups. We're actually gonna be talking about the 4 different types of strokes. Now listen, before we get started, do me a favor. Please hit the bell, please subscribe to this channel. Please, because it's gonna help you and me, right? Hopefully this channel will help you in your area of drumming, and then it's gonna help me to keep making more videos. All right, now let's talk about the 4 different types of strokes. Let me tell you about the 4 different types of strokes. These 4 different strokes that you will learn today are going to be the 4 strokes that you will utilize in the rest of your playing of anything. All right, so we got a couple of warm-ups that you can do that will help you in developing these different strokes. So let's talk about the first stroke. The first stroke I've seen it with several different names. I promise you. I've seen it called legatos. I've seen it called the full stroke. I've seen it called the open stroke. So that's three different names right there by itself. So what it is just a stroke. You're like, okay, we're gonna start in the up position. Now make sure your hands are good. You go back and watch that video first. All right. So we're gonna be in the up position. This is the up position right here. All right, so this is the down position. This is the up position. All right, so we're gonna be in the up position, and think about, I don't know if you know a car, but a piston. It goes around real fast, like that right there. Or think about back in the day, if you got some age on you, like if you're in your 40s or late 30s, 50s, 60s, 70s. You had that game where you have maybe a damp towel, not even a damp towel, but it had like the little tip on the towel. Had a brother, sister, and you go by them and do like a whiplash, pow, like that. So you hit it, when you do that, it kind of sting them a little bit on the leg or the back or whatever. That's the kind of approach we want to have when we talk about this full legato or open stroke, right? So we want to make sure we have that. Another way we can look at it is, basketball, because you have to throw the basketball down fast enough for it to come back up. So that's the approach we want to use. So we're right here in our up, we're in the up position. So what we want to do in slow motion, we want to throw the stick fast enough, have enough velocity meaning speed on the stick. So when we go down, it's going to come down, it's going to mash the head, and the head response is going to push that stick back up. You're right. So the only motion you have is really the gas pushing it down, and then everything else will take care of itself until that stick gets back here. You shouldn't have to pick that stick back up because if you throwing so much fire on that stick. You have so much speed on this drumstick, right? So we call this an open stroke. Marching band, they call them legatos because they do something like what they call like 8 on the hand, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's the need for that warm-up? Because it's helping you to develop that open stroke, that full stroke, right? That's why. So we go into slow motion, right? So take some time on your pad, whatever you got, your drum or whatever. Just take some time and go through and start in the up position, like I said, right? We're in the up position, and we're coming down this way, right? We don't want to lose our form either, right? We don't want to be like that when our arms turned in and nothing like that. We're in our up position. Like we get ready to box. That's a good way to put it. We get ready to box right here, right? Like that. Almost like we're standing in front, like I told you to grab the sticks right there. It's almost like that that position right there we're doing, because what we're doing, we're actually coming down, coming back up, coming down, coming back up. But it has to have enough speed so the stick will come back up. Down, back up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, so that is our full or slash open or slash legato stroke. However you would like to say it. For the sake of time, we'll probably say full stroke. All right, or you might see it, reference legato. All right, now that's stroke number one. Our second stroke we need to deal with is our downstroke. So we're back in our up position, right? So what we're gonna do, we're still gonna throw the stick fast, down fast, like as if we were gonna do a legato stroke. But the key is when you throw it down, you got to stop the stick and do not let it come back up. So, but we don't want to stop the stick on the head. So we don't want to go like this. We don't want to go like that. We still want to throw a stick down and stop it right above the head. See, like that? And usually what happened is when you throw that stick down, go ahead and throw it down like you're doing a legato. After the legato, after you have thrown the stick down right there, you're gonna have to close, kind of quench down on your hand a little bit, your fingers, to really stop that stick there, right? And do not let that stick come back up. That's considered the downstroke. So especially when you're playing drum set, when you're doing that backbeat, that's usually that stroke. That's usually the down. I can't think of it. That's usually the downstroke. So 1 and 2 and 4. Right? That is the downstroke right there. When you smacking that snare, right there like that, that's considered the downstroke. All right? Our next stroke we're going to deal with is the tap stroke. The tap. So remember how we had our legatos right here like this? Or our full stroke? Well, our tap stroke is pretty much the same. Same thing, about 3 inches off the head. We're going to do the same thing. That's what you have right there, about 3 inches off the head. That's considered your tap stroke. Now, listen, with your tap stroke is vitally important. Your tap, don't think your tap stroke is just like a note. It's not important. But your tap stroke is really, 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 really important. It really is. So you have to emphasize your tap stroke just as you emphasize you want to do it like an accent, right? So right there like that, right here, tap stroke. All right? You do some of those, tap stroke. And the last stroke I wanted to speak with you on today is the upstroke. So think about your tap stroke, right? Think about your tap stroke, and you're just going to pull that stick up, right? So tap and then bring it up. Slow motion, tap and then bring it up in the up position. So that is your upstroke. So to give you an example of how all of these operate, so you can do a warm up like this here. So with my right hand, I had the legatos going in my right hand. My left hand, I got taps going on there, right? Taps. Also, taps can be known as ghost notes, right? All right. Then you also have like the triplet, right? What's happening is, when I look at my right hand, what's happening in my right hand is down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up. Ah. Down, tap, up. Alrighty? So that's where you would utilize the downstroke, the tap stroke, and then your upstroke. All right? So we just 2 warm-up. We touched all of them. We had the legatos and the tap, down, tap, up, down, tap, up. And that's downstroke, tap stroke, and upstroke. Now, these are very key. These are very key. These open up everything else. I promise you. These strokes open up the rest of everything else in drumming. So it's vitally that you understand downstroke, upstroke. There's a warm-up that's called bucks, right? Down, up. And it teaches you down, up. What is down, up? Downstroke, upstroke. Downstroke, upstroke. Downstroke, upstroke. Downstroke, upstroke. Right? So you see a lot of marching bands do that, right? Right? So that's the whole gist of that warm-up. You actually practice your downstroke and upstroke. Downstroke, upstroke. And then the threes, remember, down, tap, up. Down, tap, up. So you practice that. That's where you're going to get that. Another good warm-up you can do is like the grid, right? 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a E and a 2 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Right? So tap. No, I'm sorry, tap. That was a downstroke. Tap stroke in left hand, upstroke with the right hand. Right? Down, tap, upstroke. Down, tap, upstroke. Let me do that again. So you have the grid, right? So the grid is like 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E to the E, 1 E and 2. And what's happened is now every hand getting to experience the same thing. 1 E and do these 4 times each, right? The now. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Now what's happening is every hand is being able to really feel the gist of that downstroke, upstroke, and then comes back on the opposite with the tap, right? So these are just like 3 warm-ups that you can do that will help you in developing your stroke, because once you develop it, that's going to be able, that's going to allow you to be able to play good paradiddles and stuff, right? Good doubles. Really developing that stroke. All right, I'm excited. This lesson is vitally important. Take your time. Take a few of those warm-ups that I gave you right there and practice them at different various tempos. Downstroke, upstroke, right? Bucks, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then 1, 2, 3, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up. And what you're doing, you're working on your stick. You're working on your stroke. So, tomorrow in our next lesson, I'll introduce to you some rudiments. All right. So we'll do that in our lesson on tomorrow. Now listen, in the approach of hitting this drum, I forgot to mention that you really have to zone in on the rebound. This pad is here for a reason, and it's here for the rebound. When you throw that stick down, it comes back to you, right? Alrighty. So that was just a little nugget for today. Really work on the get an understanding of the rebound, the feeling of the rebound, and then work on those 4, especially work on your 4 different types of stroke. And what are they? Full legato or open. You got your downstroke, you got your tap stroke, and you got your upstroke, right? So for the sake of this, we'll say legatos, down, tap, and what? Legato, downstroke, tap stroke, legato stroke, downstroke, tap stroke, and upstroke. Alrighty. Hey, I'll see you in the next lesson on tomorrow. Please, please, please hit the bell and subscribe, and do me one huge favor, please. Make sure you share this with somebody. All right, take care, and I'll see you in the next lesson.